East Podcast, WATP.
I have to play this clip because it's the perfect segue from a Steel Toe clip. This is from John's show yesterday, and this couldn't be better.
Money, money, I need money. Money alert, money alert, money alert.
I'll be keeping that on the board. I'll definitely be keeping that on the board.
Oh, no.
And actually, the great Simu sent this to me. This is also perfect.
Give me money. Money me. Money now. Me a money needing a lot now.
Always Sunny. Perfect. Summation of all these stupid shows that we're watching. All right. Let me quickly explain what's going on in the Dabbleverse. I talked about this with my buddy Drew Lane yesterday. I have some of those clips that I played with him, some additional ones that I want to get to. But Vince the Lawyer is once again ruining the Dabbleverse. This is what he does best. He's having all this fun manipulating John, as usual. And obviously, with ESO Doe being caught with all this CP, a lot of people criticizing the Shuli network for having him as a producer. And of course, he was Shuli's friend before that. And it's an awful thing that most normal people go, oh, that sucks. We hate child exploitation. We don't like sex trafficking of minors. All of this is terrible.
Yeah.
And then people like Vince and John and Kevin Brennan go, how do we make this so that we look better in comparison? How do we make Shuli look even worse? And so Vince the Lawyer is doing this thing where he's creating these videos. He calls them the Rocco files. But he's pretending that Tuki's making them. But Vince is making these videos where he's finding all this old footage of Shuli playing video games with kids. Because Shuli famously likes playing video games online. And when you do that, there's children involved.
Oh, yeah.
That's just how gaming works. Everyone knows that. So what Vince does is he makes these videos to try to make Shuli look bad. Now, I don't know if he's trying to say that Shuli is also a creep in the way that ESO Doe is. He's definitely trying to paint him as a creep.
Seems illegal.
Does. There seems like there could be some defamation or something like that would go along with something like that. I'm not saying he's making any accusations, but John is obviously leaping to whatever because he's a simpleton who doesn't. You can just tell him anything. John falls for propaganda so easily.
Yeah.
It's obvious from his political show. He just sees something on MSNBC and just goes, this is the truth. So what Vince is doing is he's making these videos and he's posting them on Shuli's Anonymous in the subreddit, knowing that John will see it there. He's posting it as one of his sock accounts. Then he goes in as his other 18 sock accounts and writes all these comments like, wow, this is really damning. Oh, I can't believe how is Shuli not behind bars yet? And then his other sock accounts like those comments. And it's all like this Vince the Lawyer created thing that's going on.
Where does he find the time?
All he has is time.
All these ambulance driving by that not being chased.
I'm convinced he's not practicing law.
No.
His family is long gone. He has zero social life, zero friends.
You're a fucking loser.
He's a sociopath, so I wouldn't be surprised if no one wants to hang out with him. Seems very doable, very possible. So John is bringing on Rob Saul to watch the latest video that came out so that they can have, first, they want to act like they're very concerned about what's going on, of course.
So here's the title. Busted. Shuli offers to pay young boy on today's Rocco Files. I mean, could it get worse, Rob? I mean, and now there's so many observations I have on this. But first, let's just watch it. I won't stop the tape.
Do you want candy, kid, or some cash?
Yeah, it's a minute and 21. All right, so don't talk over it because it's really creepy.
Don't clay it up.
He has to scold Rob Saul a lot in this episode from yesterday because, and John knows this, his co-hosts suck. His guests that come on are terrible. And so he's constantly telling them how to be co-hosts and guests on his show.
With a younger kid than 14. A younger kid than 14.
Shuli offers to pay a younger kid than 14.
Hold on, I'm paying this kid. Shut your fucking mouth.
No loss to a 10-year-old.
Okay, I'll give you your money. All right, shut up so I can give you your money.
Oh, thank you.
All right, where do I give it to? Where do I send it to?
Cash App.
Okay, what's your Cash App?
Capital W.
Go ahead.
Capital K.
Go ahead.
Capital G.
Go ahead.
No loss to a 10-year-old.
Hold on.
Vince is going through all of these old videos of Shuli playing video games, and this is the most damning thing he can find. Shuli had a bet with a kid over a video game, lost, and then is going to pay
And
him
he honored a bet
the money that
with
he
a
owes
child.
him. Yeah. This is
What? That's damning?
I mean, did you hear the ominous music? Obviously.
Yeah.
It's
What am I
damning to
watching-
John.
What am I watching, Dr. Phil? John, you hired a kid to wrap your Christmas presents and didn't pay the kid.
Oh, shit.
Fucking asshole.
That's a good pull. I forgot about
Yeah.
that. Juan's son had to come over and do that shit for him.
G.
Go ahead.
No loss.
Yeah, you know what John never said to that kid? What's your Cash App? He's just like, I don't have any money right now.
I don't know what that is.
I'm good for it.
To a 10-year-old.
Tell your dad he needs some more White Claws over here when he gets a chance. I might go to bed without a buzz.
Tell your dad his Wi-Fi
Hold on, I'm
sucks.
paying this kid.
WKT
Shut your
Capital.
fucking mouth. Yeah, go ahead.
It's WKT Capital.
Yeah, all right, got it. All right, expect the money to come around. You're a little shit.
Ah, bitch. Shut the fuck up. You jealous that I'm rude.
You're a little shit. Nobody. That's why nobody likes you. Shut the fuck up. Hey, tell your parents to listen to you.
So he's trying to make this look sinister
I know.
and evil. Shuli's having so much fun with this.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Like, yeah, you can slow it down, you can put the music in the background, but it's like he's having fun playing video games and calling people out. So this is John and Rob's reaction to what they just saw. Oof, this is crazy.
First of all, you're cursing to a 10-year-old. Now I can see them. Let's see.
So it starts with the producers caught with 6,000 images and videos of the most horrendous CP you can think of.
Yeah.
Right. The worst thing possible. The worst people in the world are doing this kind of thing. And John's like, and he's swearing at a 10-year-old, which happened in every Spielberg movie from the 80s.
That 10-year-old probably said worse things.
That's what I was going to say. The most
You know-
surprising thing is that the kid didn't use the N-word or an F word.
Right, yeah.
That's all that happens on video games.
Yes, there's gamer words going on these things.
First of all, you're cursing to a 10-year-old. Now I can see them. Let's see how they spin this one. You know, Silent Mike. Oh, like John, like you never curse in front of. No. You don't fucking go online and play games with a fucking stranger, a 10-year-old. Start fucking getting his fucking Cash App.
Wow, what an idiot. First off, this happens every second of every day. People go online and play video games with strangers. Some of them are children. A lot of them are probably. It's video games.
Most of them.
Yeah. And then he's like, and then get into his Cash App. No, he wanted to send him money. You understand how any of this works? It's not infiltrating his phone.
Yeah, John, see, the way it works is it goes both ways. People don't always just send you money when you demand it from them fucking constantly. Sometimes other people send other people money.
Yes.
You wouldn't be able to relate to that. But.
Again, he's horrified that Shuli honored a bet. He can't wrap his fucking mind
what he's
around
upset
this.
about.
Yeah.
Remember, I mean, and this kid's 10.
Oh, don't you owe Alex Jones $100, John?
Alex Stein, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
$100 wouldn't go very far for Alex Jones. He owes the government
Doesn't care.
$1.1 billion.
Bullshit.
What are the Alexes?
Yeah.
And start calling him a little shit and shut the fuck up and everything else.
This is why nobody likes you.
Yeah, and tell him this is why nobody likes you.
A 10-year-old child, you're telling nobody likes it.
So you're bullying a fucking 10-year-old, you fucking asshole.
All right, so John's pretending to get all worked up over this. Performative John.
Over to the sportsmanship.
Yes.
And Shuli had poor sportsmanship.
Yeah, could you not hear the kid pushing back even harder? I mean,
Right. They're all busting each other's butts.
That's the entire point.
That's the entire
Yeah.
point of that. And Rob Saul's so spineless. He has to be like, yeah, he's saying no one likes him. It's like, Rob, grow up.
that really resonated with Rob.
Well, right.
There's like a meme going around right now too that's like, I tell my kids that if they beat somebody online and gaming, that they have permission to say, I'm a 10-year-old, you got beat by a 10-year-old.
Right.
Like, this kid's parents is probably sitting over their shoulders. I mean, not definitely, but like,
sure,
it's a possibility.
Oh, and in this episode, I don't have the clips, but they're just like, I would like to get to that parents and let them know what's going on. It's like, yeah, they know.
Yeah.
They probably get a cut.
Yeah, the parents are very happy about the extra income.
If you beat any Shulis today and they actually pay you, we'll take 50%, please.
Right.
You're using my internet. You're under my roof.
Yeah. They probably negotiated you down, but
All right. So as you just saw, John's all worked up. Look at his face right now. Can you believe this is going on? 12 minutes goes by, and they forgot how appalled they were by all of this.
And I don't know.
But I like how the 10-year-old has no respect for Shuli either. He's like, "You fucking bitch." Like, even the
I know 10-year-old. And you got beat by a 10-year-old.
Yeah, you fucking bitch. Even the 10-year-old.
I know. He got bested by a 10-year-old.
Yeah, the 10-year-old is just like, wow,
Guy
what
said
a
that part.
fucking douchebag loser you are.
No, that's what you say, douchebag loser. That's your catchphrase. So they just repeat the same thing over and over again. But you notice that it's almost like Vince's video didn't work very well because 12 minutes later, they're like, yeah, it's pretty funny. That kid was calling him out, right? That wasn't the point. There was ominous music, remember? And ages of children. I mean, you're supposed to be upset about this.
Yeah, the Shuli's supposed to be taking advantage of the kid.
Right. They're missing the point here. They're starting to have fun with it.
I would also pay a good money to watch John play a 10-year-old in a video game. Any game.
Or an IQ test.
Yeah.
That'd be fun too.
We'll start with Pong. And
Simon says he would lose. Yeah. You kidding me?
Wait, did you say...
Hungry Hippo.
Who said that?
A game he likes to bring up from time to time. Yeah. Oh, this is hilarious right here. John's going to take credit for something that's insane.
And let me tell you something, Rob. All right, let me just because when you said silent Mike and shit, I make up nicknames that everybody uses, and I don't care. And I brought back the saying. I didn't make it up, but that's a fact, Jack. And now everybody says it. It's fine, but it was me that brought it back. I'm not saying I wrote it, but I brought it back.
Oh, you didn't write that one? I don't want to take full credit for that's a fact, Jack. I know it's an amazing phrase.
Q, king of the names. King of the
Wow.
names.
Pogs are also popular again.
This is how his brain thinks. He's like, yeah, I'm the Duke. I came up with that. I brought that's a fact, Jack back.
I don't hear other people using that.
Only to goof on him.
Yeah.
We used it in one of those deepfake videos that we did when we were goofing on John. That's something dumb that he says.
Yeah.
But in John's mind, it's just like, yep, they're all stealing from me. Now, I just want to point out, I know some insider information on how all of this is working and how John's being manipulated by Vince the Warrior. And I've been telling John this for years. Vince is trolling you all the time. Sometimes he is, Carl. All the time, Vince is trolling you. And here's another example of that.
Bob is just a disgusting human being.
And then he asked the other guy you hate, Vince. He goes, tell John I'll pay him $500 if I can come on the show. I'm like, no, Bob, I don't like you. I would never have you on. You're a scumbag.
And why? Yeah, whatever. Vince can do what he wants, but I'm not friends with Vince. But I have no problem with Vince. But yeah, I don't know.
Well, he keeps saying that
he's trying to kiss up to fucking Bob Levy, like Bob Levy, some superstar talent.
I know. That's where I draw the line because Vince Bob's not dumb. I'm like, Vince, he's an idiot. And you know what? I don't care, Vince. I'm going to break your little thing here. Vince has told me off the air. He knows Bob's not bright.
Okay. I happen to be in a text thread with Vince where he shares these things with us. So he texted John and said, Bob will pay you $500 to come on your show. Bob's in this text thread with me. Mm-hmm. Bob was laughing about that. And he shows in the text, he took a screen grab of his text thread with John going, no, I don't want to have Bob on my show. So John's such a pussy. He wouldn't take $500 to let Bob come on and have a conversation with him, which is insane because he acts like he's such a tough guy. He wants to just show up to their house and talk. You want to just talk? You can't even have him on the show to talk. But also, Bob never did that. Bob doesn't want to pay you $500 to come on your show. Vince is lying to you like he's always lying to you. Everything he says to you is a lie, and you buy it because you're a moron and you never learn. And then John goes on and he goes, just so you know, Vince doesn't think Bob's smart. Right. Also, John, that's a lie that Vince says? Another lie is that Bob wants to come on your show and pay you $500. Do you see how this works now? Do you see why dealing with Vince is a giant waste of time? Because everything he says is a lie? He's so stupid.
Look at John.
Because Vince knows John's not bright. When he goes, by the way, he thinks Bob's pretty stupid. He thinks you're really stupid. He's been able to manipulate you for years. Back and forth, up and down, friends, enemies. It just keeps going on in this cycle. It's like Ken Tamplin's boss subscribers. It's just up and down, up and down, up and down.
Okay.
You can predict it. Farmer's Almanac. I can figure it out. Next year, I'll know. I already know what's going to happen with you and Vince the Warrior. It's like fucking idiot.
WNBA and daylight savings time.
Now that's a callback I can't get behind. I'm not even sure how that works. Okay. And this is another thing that John's always talking about. He's been talking about this for the last year. Bob Levy was on MLC and the Shuli Network. Kevin Brennan, this is going to sound very surprising to people, hates Shuli. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
Kevin Brennan became enemies with Shuli.
Yeah.
So it was this weird tug of war where Bob's on both of the shows, and meanwhile, Kevin hates Shuli. So eventually, Bob left MLC and is just on the Shuli Network. And he's got the Levyverse thing going too, but he's mainly on the BS show and Uncle Rico show. And John's been saying that Bob's going to leave Shuli's network any day now. He's been saying this for a year.
Yeah, it's like
every fucking episode. He's been wrong every episode for a year. You'd think at one point he'd be like, I guess I was wrong about that. Nope. He's still talking about that.
It's only getting worse and worse. And you know what, Rob? Like, at what point, and you know Bob more than me, at what point is he going to go, okay, you know what? This is getting too weird for even me.
Yeah. At what point is Bob going to leave?
Yeah.
Any day now, John, I would imagine, for sure.
It's like Jimmy Kimmel bumping Matt Damon. It's
right.
Fucking never a thing. It's not a thing.
Except for he thinks Matt Damon is backstage.
Yeah.
And John's just like, but that's an A-lister. What are you doing? Right. At the Tonight Show, we never would have done that to Matt Damon.
So unprofessional.
He would have been the first guy on the couch. He's so fucking dumb. He also said in there, I just want to correct his grammar because John's always correcting people's grammar. You know Bob more than me. Better than you? Is that what you meant by that?
Not more than.
Not more than? And so Rob comes in because Rob doesn't like Bob.
But Bob, again, stands for absolutely fucking nothing.
Rob, what do you stand for? You sit there and agree with everything John says, all the bullshit that comes out of his mouth. You don't want to upset the guy. You never push back. What does Rob Saul stand for?
Dogs.
Does anyone know? Like, aside from having sex with dogs, what other platform does Rob bring to any show that he's on? But
nothing.
Bob's the one who stands for nothing. Okay, great.
I know. It's unbelievable.
He met wife number, 4 or 5? I don't know, whatever this one is. The fixer-upper. He finally got his car accident money to fix up her bacon belly and all that. And he met her by DMing her on Twitter, saying, you want to date?
What do they call that when you buy a house and it's a...
Yeah.
A fixer-upper. Rob just said that.
It several times.
Yeah.
Several times.
Several times. A fixer-upper. And John goes, oh, you know what? There's a word when you buy a house. It's similar to that.
It's a real fixer-upper. Yeah, it could be good. Just got to put some money and work into it. It's a real fixer-upper.
Is it a fixer-upper? I thought there was another term for it. I can't remember. But that is funny. I just can't remember the term. All right.
It's a fixer-upper.
Yeah.
I can't remember the term. We're telling it to you over and over again. He's a different kind of stupid.
I guess that's what they call it when you have a fourth wife. What do they call it when you date your aunt on your birthday, Rob Saul?
What happens when you lose your wife to your cousin and then date your aunt? Is that more pathetic or less pathetic? I'm not sure how that works.
Also fixer-upper.
I'm gonna, let's watch this one last time just for, and then I want to play some other stuff. But
So they're going to watch that video that they just watched. They're going to watch it again. But now he's got a different setup. Now they've already seen it.
here we go. Everybody tuning in right now. This is literally Shuli Agar playing a video game with a 10-year-old.
Okay.
Using profanity.
Oof.
And then gets beat by the 10-year-old.
Whoa.
And has to pay the kid. No more they'll head. And has to pay the kid.
So Rob has this mask that kind of looks like Shuli. He's got glasses and the beanie on there, and he keeps pulling it out. And John, again, telling his guests, no, you're doing it wrong.
You're being a bad guest.
You're being a bad guest. Don't bring that up.
I like he said, he goes, no, don't do that right now. And then Rob Saul puts it closer to the camera.
To the camera. Did you guys hear this setup? Before it was just like, this is super creepy. Now he's like, now you're going to see him using profanity? And then losing to a 10-year-old? Like, all right, how damning is this?
Using profanity and then gets beat by the 10-year-old and has to pay the kid. No more they'll head. and has to pay the kid. And so here we go.
All right, so they pull it up again. John's going to show it again. Now, this is such a nothing that's happening here that Rob is falling asleep.
I'm telling you, no 7-year-old is welcome on my show. I'll tell you that much.
No, but Rob, I mean, and do you notice that Shuli gets triggered by the kid because the kid goes, he just lost to a 10-year-old. And that makes him go, like, he gets angry and starts cursing at the kid and shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
Rob's like, we kind of covered that, John.
Robbie kind of trailed off there.
We wanted something else. Yeah, no, he calls upon it. Watch this. This is great.
Surely.
What's going on? It seems like your whole mood just went down.
Nah, I'm fine.
No, you're not. Did I upset you when I said fuck the head? The head was creeping me out. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I think he's just bored.
Yeah.
I think your show's just boring.
I think he didn't like getting scolded.
He doesn't like getting scolded. That's
You didn't
for
like
sure.
my head bit. I don't know. Maybe show the Shuli video a third time.
He was pouting a little bit. But also, John, your show is boring. This is 45 minutes that's gone by, and all they've talked about is this video, and let's watch it again, and let's see this thing. You're not on the radio.
Yeah, I thought Holmberg's morning sickness was repetitive.
Right. No, we got the 6 o'clock hour, then the 7 o'clock hour. We're going to reset everything again. The topics are LeBron James has his son playing with him. Can you believe it? And then this is great. So there's this weird dynamic between Rob and Vince the lawyer, because Vince the lawyer is putting things out there that Rob not only is trying to fuck his aunt, but is unsuccessfully trying to fuck his aunt. And Rob doesn't like that because I think he really is trying to fuck his aunt. So it's pretty close to home. Because if you told me, like, oh, Carl, you're trying to fuck your aunt, I'd be like, no. That wouldn't bother me. I would, rail against someone. How dare you say that?
Which aunt?
Right. So this is, they're talking about John's going to come to New York for the Yankees World Series games, and they're going to go to the Belmont Tavern, where John likes to go with Dirty Deeds and Dabbling Dan, and, whoever is in the chat.
Famous
the
chicken,
legend.
whatever.
Yeah, whatever's going on. And so there's this issue with Rob and Vince not getting along. Are they both going to come to the dinner? And John can't get a sentence out here.
Courtesy of Vince, your arch nemesis lawyer.
It's not my arch nemesis. I just don't.
No, I know. I look. I mean, obviously, you're coming to, I'd rather you be at the Belmont because I offered that to you, and so
it's fine.
Wow. What a mumbling, stumbling prick right
Both
there.
of them are staring at their shoes.
Yeah, like, like,
He's nervous.
Yeah,
I know.
Will you go to homecoming with me, Rob Saul?
It's so embarrassing,
He
these
just wants
two.
to make sure that his friends are there.
Imagine being this bad at podcasting and then doing a show about everyone else sucks. It's crazy. All they do is come on the show and go, Bob Levy's terrible, and Shuli's terrible, and Carl sucks. And they just mumbling idiots.
Yeah.
Talking about nothing, rewatching the same video that Vince put on a platter for you. Here you go. Here's your show prep. There you go. And they can't do anything with it. They don't know if there should be appalled by it or mocking Shuli.
Maybe if we play it again.
Yeah, right. Let's find a different angle on it. Like, yeah, same video. Okay.
They
Go
turn
figure.
it literally upside down.
Shuli's the bad guy. No, the kid's the bad guy.
Let's play it
Now-
sideways.
Now Rob's the bad guy.
Yeah, Shuli's bad at video
The
games.
devil's in there.
You're right. It went from Shuli's a creep and should go to jail to Shuli's bad at video games. Can't even get it. Yeah. Like, I don't know what to think right now. One of those things is way worse than the other. But this is how stupid John is, that John's now explaining that Vince the lawyer's the stupid one because he doesn't know where to draw the line when it comes to trolling people.
he's not a bad guy. He just doesn't know where the line is, and he doesn't know what the ramifications are. And what he does, and shit he says, he doesn't understand because he's he's not divorced, and he doesn't understand that there are a lot of things that you just don't want to, look, when Howard Stern got divorced with Allison, in the divorce settlement was that he couldn't talk about her anymore. I mean, that's just so he's got to understand. But I warn him, And I say, I'm not talking about, and what does he do? He's got to try and push the envelope. No.
So wait, telling Vince not to do something doesn't work? He still does it?
What?
You don't do that. No. You know, how many times I got to tell you? You're like a child. You know, if I say no, no means no.
It's almost like you're the dumb one, John. Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. I keep telling Vince to stop trolling people and doing these things, and he keeps trolling people and doing these things. He's such an idiot.
Doesn't that also sound, though, kind of like something that Vince the lawyer would have said to him when he was talking himself out of a jam? You know, like he would have said to John, well, you know, sometimes it's just hard for me to figure out exactly where that line was.
Right, yeah.
And then
this
now
is how he
John
manipulates
is saying,
him.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he doesn't know where the line is.
I can literally hear the manipulation in this clip.
That's a great point, because they'll get into these arguments, and then Vince will lie and be like, oh, I
Vince
wasn't trying to
talks his way
upset
out of it, yeah.
you. I'm dumb, John. I don't know. I'm not a broadcaster like you. Manipulates him easily every time.
I'm not divorced like you.
Right, yeah. So John's like, no, I get it. You don't understand.
That's
I'm
literally what's
smarter.
happening here.
You're smarter than me, John. Like when Vince is always like, you're not a narcissist. We know that. John, that means he thinks you're a narcissist.
Yeah.
And he's right. Vince is a smart guy. Much smarter than John. If John ever gets on a show and goes, Vince is an idiot, that means John's an idiot. That's what that means, obviously. A couple more clips. And this is from actually... later on in this show, I didn't get to this yesterday with Drew Lane, but I saw it before I went on Drew's show, and they bring up this clip of Missy B talking about the Anthony Shuli dynamic and how she's not really sure what's going on. She's friends with Shuli. Obviously, she's with Anthony. She's not putting herself in this feud that's going on here. And so after they watch that, Rob really shows who he is as a person when he talks about Missy B.
She's a disgusting pig, too, that Missy B. What a disgusting, disgraceful fucking and a liar.
So this is how incels talk about women. This is how he talks about my wife. This is how he talks about Bob Levy's wife. This is how he talks about all women. Disgusting, gross C word. Missy B is a lovely person. She's beautiful. I've hung out with her many times. She's nothing but nice. She's fantastic. And for Rob to go on and just be like, she's so disgusting and gross. This is what these incels type into their little chat rooms. Women reject me. I hate women.
Do you have an example, Rob?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Bring up a reason why you would think that. Oh, it's because no one's giving you pussy. That's all that says to me when a guy talks about women like that. Every woman that he's mad at and he talks about them like that, it means you're not getting any pussy. It's very obvious to me what's going on right there.
If you ever met Missy in person, you would never say that.
No, of course not. She's lovely.
Yeah.
She's a sweetheart.
Rob's a fucking idiot.
He's been rejected so many times by the fairy gender.
His aunt, by
even his aunt,
by his uncle.
Yeah. It's brutal. One more clip from the show. John has a new song for Shuli. And I love it when John comes up with a song. I think he thinks he already wrote a song. Let's find out if he did or not.
Clearwater Chad, my man. Thanks for the $2. The dues payer buys views. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. I had another song. He's a shit wayer. He's a dues payer. He's a little kid.
Look at Rob's body language. He's also just like, are we gonna get there, John? Oh, he's nervous for his friend John to come up with something that's interesting or funny right here. I feel it, man. If I was a co-host with this guy and I saw this going on, I'd be like, oh shit, don't.
Dues payer. He's a little kid. Game payer. No, I don't know. I'll figure it out. He's a shit way.
I'll figure it out now.
He's a little kid payer. I'll work it out. But
it's not much more gayer. But,
it's just not even funny. But
no, that's true. All right, good recap on what you just did. Not even close to funny.
Even Rob was like,
it's so embarrassing.
He literally deflated.
It's so embarrassing. It's even more embarrassing than John realizes, because that song that he's singing is a DJ Dabbles song where they came up with that melody and John thinks he wrote it.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious because he thinks he wrote that song.
Yep.
He's so fucking stupid. He's like, oh, I got a new one for this. He's a kids payer.
Payer.
Jesus. He doesn't even know what he's making fun of. So I was watching a show a little bit today, and I'm going to see if I can find this. About 31 minutes into the program, he's looking at Twitter. Oh, I don't want to play the copyrighted thing. Let me pause that real quick. It's about 31 minutes in. Here it is. He pulls up Twitter. And this is how John thinks and acts. We're going to learn a lot about him here. How stupid he is. He's looking for something. All right, here it is.
Is Window Liquor on to something here?
All right, so he's pulled up this tweet from Window Liquor. And you got to love John. He's like, you know who's making really good points right now is Window Liquor. And so he pulled up this tweet that Window Liquor put out where it shows Shuli in the infamous interview or lack thereof in the hotel when the Howard Stern show was out in LA and John tried to mumble through some questions to him. And he shows that photo of Shuli with his head down. There's an arrow pointed at Shuli and it says, in quotes, "We've seen the gaming videos. I had hotel staff search your room. They found condoms, alcohol, fireworks, and gift cards to GameStop. Why don't you tell me what's going on here, Shuli?"
Fireworks.
So
candy.
This is a made up thing about Shuli being a pedophile.
He knows what the kids like.
Yeah. So it's obvious like this is a thing. And John sees this and someone pointed it out. He's like Eric. He's into his Eric the Midget era where he believes everything he reads on the internet.
Yeah.
He's like, no, someone wrote it on the internet. So of course this is what's going on.
Window Liquor, useful dimwit. We've seen the gaming videos. I had hotel staff search your room. They found condoms, alcohol, fireworks, and gift cards to GameStop. Why don't you tell me what's going on here, Shuli? Now, I'm not saying that any of that is true.
Yeah, because it's obviously not. What do you mean?
Clearly not.
What do you mean you're not saying any of
Why
that
would
is
you?
true? Yeah. Why would you? Was he caught with these things? What are you talking about? I'm just implying that he likes to have sex with children. Is that illegal?
The quotation marks fool him.
Yeah, that's right. It's a quote.
Yeah, it's from a newspaper.
That is a really good point. It is. The quotation marks are literally fooling him.
Yeah.
He has no idea.
It looks like a man assaulting another man. Is what it looks like to me. But
For a guy
Are you turned on?
for a guy who's so litigious and constantly talking to attorneys, you'd think he would know not to imply people have sex with minors when they don't.
But what I am saying, like here he writes, it would seem Ray offers free baseball cards for plausible deniability. Shuli could learn something from Ray's playbook rather than leave himself open. Give me your PayPal info. Yeah, give me your... What the fuck just happened? Give me your info. I don't know. Like, what's that all about?
He was paying him money, John. I know, again, to Andy's point earlier, it's a foreign concept to you. When you owe someone money, you ask them what their cash app is so you can transfer the funds.
yeah. When you go to brunch with somebody, you Venmo them after the fact.
No. They know I'm good for it. I'll get them next time.
Let me fucking find this.
He's so stupid. I do like watching him use the internet. He's so bad at it.
But, you know, and then I think that Muttering Jay...
Voice of reason.
oh, yeah. Okay, so it does seem really odd.
Take your time, John. You're just on a show.
So look,
on the
so
internet.
then Muttering Jay then responds to the Window Liquor and says, if Stuttering John knew what we know about Shuli, Melendez may very well have asked such a question. Now that's astute.
That's astute. You would have asked him about the GameStop gift certificates that don't exist?
The fireworks
that don't exist? The
condoms, alcohol.
Jesus Christ, what a fucking idiot.
Who are these podcasts?